Welcome to Voice of Niger TV Daily Newspaper Review, where you get the insight of both local, national, and international newspaper front pages.
I welcome you to Voice of Niger TV Newspaper Review. I am Fatima Abdullahi Muhammad, and I'm here with Nigerian newspapers and international newspapers. Remember, what I'll be giving you are just the headlines. If you love any of them, go to the nearest newspaper vendor, get a copy of the newspaper, and read the full story.
Alright, let's begin with Al Jazeera Nigeria, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. Nomination forms knocks over APC, PDP fees. You can get that from page 25. It has two riders. Price is illegal. Highest worldwide, says Falana. Against not too young to run act that's coming from ZLP. Imo explosion. Buhari unleashes security operatives against illegal refiners. You can get that from page 10. Macron makes history as second re-elected French president in 20 years. You can get the full story from page 23. 2023. Consider women as running mates. The full story from page 29. PDP fixes date for 96th NEC meeting. The full story from page 11. And stakeholders campaign for Abdullahi Adamu's replacement in Senate. You can get the full story from page 12. Cost of APC presidential form and matters arising. Go to page 30 and 31. And lastly, Ukraine war. Africa must be proactive over looming global food crisis. That's coming from Adesina. You can get the full story from page 22, and that's all I'll be giving you from Al Jazeera Nigeria newspaper. Let's move over to Daily Times newspaper, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. Let's begin with the picture where we see the First Lady, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, by the left, and former governor of Lagos, the APC presidential aspirant Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, during the iftar dinner organized by Aisha Buhari at the old banquet hall of the presidential Villa Abuja at the weekend. Insecurity. Presidency opens up on delayed delivery of Tucano fighter jets. It has a rider, blames former U.S. envoy Bishop Cooker and others. And above the nameplate of the Daily Times, Buhari orders clampdown on illegal refineries. It has a rider, says Imo refinery, that's national disaster. That's all I'll be giving you from the Daily Times newspaper. From Daily Trust newspaper, I'll be giving you the following headlines. Despite 4 trillion naira investment, hope teams for Ajaokuta steel takeoff. It has 3 riders. Nigeria's low-grade iron ore is setback. XDG Mining Cadastral Office depends on Guinea for raw materials. Project 98% completed. Abuja villagers flee as bandits kill 1, steal motorcycles. Age recount last moments with Alafin. You can get that from page 7. World Malaria Day. Experts profile ways to eliminate disease in Nigeria. Clearing agents may short seaport over 15% levy on used cars. You can get that from page 23. And above we can see the 2023 Northern Elders deny endorsing Saraki Bala Muhammad. And lastly, Imo plans mass burial for victims of illegal refinery tragedy today. Alright, that's all I'll be giving you from the Daily Trust newspaper. Let's move over to Daily Sun, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. APC has no reason to deny Southeast presidency. That's coming from Umahi. You can get that from page 26. It has a rider. Abia, Anambra, Enugu are critical states. That's coming from party. The Sun Award Special. Amechi, Minister of Transportation. You can get the full story from page 6. Consensus. Bala Muhammad replies Tambuwal orders. It has about 3 riders. Says duo agree to accept outcome of exercise. They, Saraki and I collectively approached IBB to conduct exercise, reveals Bauchi Governor. I'm ready for PDP primary. That's coming from Saraki. You can get that from page 6 of Daily Sun newspaper. Imo explosion deaths. Buhari orders clamp down on illegal refineries. You can get that from page 28. It has a rider. Okorocha calls for panel of inquiry. 2023 Southeast Governors Leaders meet May 5th. You can get that from page 27. Insecurity. Opposition. Kuka to blame for US delay in delivering 12 Tucano fighter jets. That's coming from Presidency. It has a rider. 104 Unity Schools alumni to demonstrate if insecurity persists. You can get that from page 4 and 27. And lastly, I'll be giving you Mother's Day. Kalu donates to church. Inspect more completed constituency projects. You can get the full story from page 28, and that's all I'll be giving you from Daily Sun newspaper. From this day newspaper, I'll be giving you the following headlines. 2023. Aisha Buhari advises presidential aspirants to pick women as running mates. You can get that from page 52. NEF, we are not involved in PDP consensus arrangement. It has about 3 riders. Tambuwal, tell us who the elders are. We made it clear that consensus candidate is not feasible. Saraki, it's a welcome development, painstaking efforts. Mohammed comments IBB, says recommendation, not an imposition. Oil theft. Never seizes 6 million liters of stolen crude from illegal refineries. It has about 3 riders. Buhari mourns over 100 persons killed in Imo explosion, says it's national disaster. Insists those responsible must be brought to justice. Directs security agencies to clamp down on oil thefts. And above the nameplate of this day, Sanwo-Olu, Lagos rail system to commence operation first quarter 2023. It has 2 riders. Blue Line project at 90% completion rate. Laments vandalism of rail equipment. And lastly, WHO recommends vaccination of under 5 children against malaria. You could get the full story from page 10, and that's all I'll be giving you from this day newspaper. Let's move over to Vanguard newspaper, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. 2023, North divided over power shift to South. You can get that from page 5. It has about 2 riders. Core North not ready to cede power. That's coming from source. North may produce APC PDP candidates. Stock market. Investors' dividends earnings up 47.1% to 1.1 trillion naira. Imo explosion. Owners of illegal refineries on the run. You can get that from page 11. It has about 2 riders. Why we declared Onyewoke wanted. That's coming from Imo government. And Buhari orders clamp down on illegal refineries. 2023 Anyim Obi against consensus candidacy. You can get that from page 13 and 35. Rivers APC governorship poll. Prince Will steps down for Koli. You can get that from page 14. How NAS illegally diverts funds for constituency project. That's coming from ICPC reports, and you can get that from page 35. And above the nameplate of Vanguard, Baseki police partner to tackle land grabbing orders in Edo. You can get that from page 14. IPOB replies headsmen on threat to take over Igbo land. You can get that from page 11. Insecurity. Presidency blames Coca orders for delayed delivery of 12 Tucano fighter jets. The full story can be gotten from page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. From Nigerian News Direct, I have the following headlines. Federal government orders clampdown on illegal oil refineries nationwide. You can get that from page 2. Tony Elumelu presents Transcorp Group's strong 2021 performance. ESG blueprints to shareholders. Debt servicing. Reactions trail federal government's $598.59 million payment to World Bank, Exim Bank of China. And above the nameplate of Nigerian News Direct, NCC stakeholders brainstorm on blockchain's benefits to economy. Insecurity. Presidency blames Kuka orders for 12 Tucano fighter jets delayed delivery. And that's all I'll be giving you from Nigerian News Direct newspaper. From the Leadership newspaper, I have the following headlines. Low capitalized insurers face business restrictions. You can get that from page 7. Aisha Buhari makes case for women as presidential running mates. You can get that from page 22. Northern PDP concessions. Ango Abdullahi on his own over Saraki, but last choice. That's coming from Baba Ahmed. You can get that from page 4. Abuja Airport to introduce Park MP. You can get that from page 11. Troops kill 25 ISWAP terrorists in Lake Chad. You can get the full story from page 14. World Malaria Day, Nigeria seeks inclusion in vaccine rollout. You can get that from page 6. And above the nameplate of Leadership, bandits kidnap Kaduna lecturer, driver demand 100 million ransom. You can get that from page 8. And lastly, presidency knocks US for always predicting Nigeria's collapse. You can get that from page 6. That's all I'll be giving you from Leadership newspaper. From National Economy newspaper, I'll be giving you the following headlines. From National Economy Board of Economists, high production costs. Orders may shortchange Nigeria in AFCFTA markets. You can get that from page 4. Confusion trails. 15% NAC levy on Tokumbo vehicles. You can get that from page 5. Navy intercepts stolen crude. AGO worth 3 billion naira in South. You can get that from page 7. And above the nameplate of National Economy, 83% of eligible taxpayers evade payments in Nigeria. You can get the full story from page 5, and that's all I'll be giving you from National Economy newspaper. Let's move over to the Nation newspaper, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. 3 crushed to death at Ondo police checkpoint. Foreign investment drop. Alaafin's unfulfilled plans sisters about 3 riders. Aborted visit to Onis Palace. Chieftaincy title for Gbajabi Amila. Gifts of furnished houses to wives. North's elders split over PDP consensus candidates. NDLEA seizes cocaine hidden in tea bags at Lagos Abuja airports. You can get that from page 8. And above the nameplate of the Nation, INEC raises security red flag. You can get that from page 28. It has a rider 42 attacks in 14 states. Death toll rises to 130 in Imo explosion. You can get that from page 28. It has about 3 riders. Buhari orders operators arrest. Macron first French president in 20 years to win re-election. You can get that from page 4. And lastly, Fed lawmakers abusing their offices, ICPC alleges. You can get that from page 5. And that's all I'll be giving you from the Nation newspaper. From Daily Independent, I'll be giving you the following headlines. Foreign airlines blocked, funds climb to $300 million. It has about 3 riders. Carriers top lower classes fares approach black market for forex. No ticket sales in dollars. Nigeria violating BASA agreement. That's coming from Nanta. Serap drags Buhari to court for failure to unblock 72 million phone lines. You can get that from page 7. Imo refinery explosion. Buhari orders clamp down on perpetrators. You can get that from page 6. Nigeria needs economic fixing president. That's coming from Peter Obi. You can get that from page 2. Buhari paying lip service to fighting insecurity, corruption. That's coming from Falana. You can get that from page 6. APC presidential primary. How Osibajo, Fayemi, Amosun will cut Tinubu's Southwest delegates' votes. NDLEA seizes cocaine hidden in tea bags. You can get that from page 6 and above the nameplate of Daily Independent. 2023, Aisha Buhari wants women adopted as running mates to candidates. That's all I'll be giving you from the Daily Independent newspaper. And lastly, from the Nigerian newspapers, I have New Telegraph, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. Consensus candidacy. Ango Abdullahi's decision personal. That's coming from Northern Elders. What Obasanjo told me about president of Igbo extraction. That's coming from Chikwas Okori. You can get that from page 4, 10, and 11. U.S. policy support towards Nigerian democracy inconsistent. That's coming from presidency. You can get that from page 3 and 9. FDA cautions against harmful skin toning products. You can get that from page 7. Pardon, Buhari has abandoned his anti-corruption crusade. That's coming from Falana. Government can't address insecurity, kidnapping, social vices without women. That's coming from Kaigama. You can get that from page 5. Troops killed notorious bandit kingpin in Nasarawa. NAP orders. You can get that from page 30. And above the nameplate of New Telegraph, CBN consumer credit hits 2.07 trillion naira. And lastly, NGF's report, 4 states FCT improving revenue generation. You can get the full story from page 5 of New Telegraph newspaper. From the international newspapers, I have Daily Mail, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. William at 40. Why the young prince refused to take sides in the War of the Waleses. You can get that from page 22 and 24. Campaigners alert on drug shortage. HRT crisis, putting women's lives in danger. And lastly, Le Champ, Macron crushes Le Pen at the polls to win another 5 years. You can get that from page 6 and 7. And that's all I'll be giving you from Daily Mail newspaper. From the Independent newspaper, I'll be giving you the following headlines. Anna Isaac, Labour promises to axe controversial non-dom status. And lastly, Macron pledges to heal nation as he beats Le Pen. That's all I'll be giving you from the Independent newspaper. And lastly, from the international newspapers, I have the New York Times, and I'll be giving you the following headlines. Biden saying genocide a bit early. A welcome mat risks fraying. Housing crisis sets up South Africa flood disaster. New arms from West give a lift to Ukraine. And above the nameplate of the New York Times, trust or verify, hybrid works turnout puzzle. Non-binary swan, ballot gender norms upended. You can get that from page 14. And lastly, World Cup 2022 tickets, lodging, and how to navigate Qatar. You can get that from the back page. And that's all I'll be giving you from the Nigerian newspapers and the international newspapers. If any of the headlines fascinates you, go to the nearest newspaper vendor and get a copy of the dailies and get through to the details.
Yes, we've come to the end of Voice of Niger TV newspaper review. Do join me tomorrow for another interesting edition of newspaper review. Until then, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on our social media handle. I am Fatima Abdullahi Mohammed. Bye for now.